Ridiculous Crime is a production of iHeartRadio.
Elizabeth Dutton.
Zaron Burnett.
So good to see you. How you been?
Good to see you. I'm good.
Good?
Yeah.
I got another question for you while you're on a roll.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know it's ridiculous?
I do. I know it's ridiculous.
Do you? Do you really?
You know, the start of the year always brings a wave of fitness pressure. Don't you think? Fitness pressure.
I can recognize from the tone.
But for natural light fans, the real frustration isn't the gym crowd.
Uh-huh.
I mean, what do you think would be most frustrating for fans of the beer Natural Light?
Oh, dear God. Full employment?
It's not fitness pressure. It's that they are months from mowing season.
Dear God.
The grass is dormant, the mower is collecting dust, and those who swear by a good backyard cut are left pacing on rubber treadmills, wondering why no one has invented a better option.
Do they really?
They do. Because, here's the thing. Like, if you want to talk stereotypes, you got the natty light drinker, mowing a lawn. So anyway.
They really don't know their market.
No, they don't. What they've done in order to...
I've never met a natural light drinker who gave a wink about their lawn.
Oh, you see, you didn't live down south, honey.
Well, yeah, I'm including that part. There is definitely that. I'm just saying I haven't met them. You have.
You just, you got your John Deere rod mower.
Yeah, I know.
Or the zero turning radius where you just circle around.
Uh-huh.
You get a couple natty lights in you. You go do that lawn.
See, I'd like to believe that they drink better beer than that. I know a bunch of
They don't.
They don't. Okay.
No, they don't.
Glad
and
to
you
be
put
informed.
it in a koozie.
Yeah.
Kid, son.
Hide it.
Listen, Bo. You got to put it in a koozie.
Uh-huh.
All right, anyway. So they've developed something. Natural Light Beer is revealing a first of its kind turfed treadmill that was engineered to simulate the simple joy of mowing the lawn.
Oh
It's called the Tread Mower. And so it's as the favorite beer brand of grass whisperers and garage enthusiasts, it's tradition for Natural Light fans to crack a well-earned natty after mowing those beautiful green stripes into their lawn. With the Tread Mower, Natural Light is uniting fans around their favorite pastime, even as the temperatures drop, since it's always summer in the garage. Not in my garage. My garage is freezing. Anyway. Kristen Stowe, who's head of marketing at Bush Family and Natural Family Anheuser-Busch,
Yes.
said, quote, "There's nothing like the smell of fresh cut grass and an ice cold natty in your hand after a perfect mow. But winter shuts down the lawn, and that's where the tread mower comes in. The garage is where our fans feel most at home. No fluorescent lights, no crowds, just uninterrupted mowing glory and a cold beer within reach. Some things, like a perfect cut and a natty, shouldn't have a season." She needs to be fired.
Right?
I call for her immediate termination. The thing is, there's only one. There's only one tread mower. They just made one of them.
This feels more like Bud Light to me, but go
It's
on.
100% more of a Bud Light thing. You can enter to win the tread mower.
Why? But go on.
And so you have to be 21 and over. There's only one. If you win it, you get the only one there is. There's a picture of it.
Oh, it's like the Wu-Tang album. There's just one.
Yeah, Zaron, can I tell you something?
Please don't.
I found this in time. This came to us from P, aka Teely Fox on Instagram.
Hello, P. Teely Fox.
I found it in time. And you know what I can tell you? I entered you to win it. Hand to God, I did.
Between you and P. Teely Fox, I'm raising my hand to God.
Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo.
Dutton!
Yeah. How great would that be if you just how people have like a standing desk? You're going to have like a tread mower recording situation where you're on there just all chugging back natty lights.
Throwing them back, trying to forget my life choices that led me to this.
Well, and if you feel a little crazy, maybe like sprinkle a little Crystal Light in one of them. A little tacky.
For you?
No, for you. I don't drink. I just
true.
watch.
Yeah.
I just watch.
The only person I know likes Crystal Light, though, so.
Yeah, I know. I'll lend you one of my little.
Thank you. I'll give
You could
back
just
with
run a
added
line
value.
of Crystal Light into it. Rail of crystal into the natty. You're living the life, son.
Why?
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. I'll certify
You're
that.
welcome.
I have so many questions
You're
I
so
don't
welcome.
want answered.
No. You don't even need to. Elizabeth, thank you so much for thinking of me and entering me into this contest. Oh my God, honey, no, don't worry about it.
Yeah. Huh?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I can get you the number of that marketing lady too.
Dear boy. I don't even want to be mean to her, but like, really, this is what you do with your one wild life?
Everyone, you know what? Everyone brings their own gift to the party.
Sure. Yes, this is the worst white elephant party I've ever been to.
This is what I do. So,
I got something ridiculous for you.
yes, please.
And it's very much in the spirit of what you just said
Oh,
at
look,
me.
synergy.
Yeah. So the lead singer / rapper for Limp Bizkit, Fred Durst.
Oh my.
That's
Oh
it.
my.
That's ridiculous.
That's ridiculous.
Roll credits. No.
Ridiculous Crime is a production.
There's actually way more.
Oh no.
I've got a really fun one for you today, Elizabeth. It's Fred Durst versus the world.
I'm gonna need that tread mower.
And the Natty Light. This is Ridiculous Crime, a podcast about absurd and outrageous capers, heists, and cons. It's always 99% murder-free and 100% ridiculous.
It's ridiculous. It's
Elizabeth.
murder-free. Murder is the case that they gave me.
Yeah, and then you got free of it. So
yeah,
now
you know
you're
that's
murder-free.
where close your eyes, my eyes are closed comes from.
I know that.
You
yeah.
know that. Snoop's murder is the case.
Yeah, close your eyes.
My eyes are closed.
Elizabeth, I should say up top, there's no one big singular crime in this story. Instead, it's a series of crimes.
Microcrimes.
Yeah, some are traditional crimes, involve cops and judges. Others are just crimes against good taste.
I like it. Yeah.
So I need to ask, what are your thoughts about Fred Durst? Like back in the day, did you ever see him or worse yet, meet him? Or has your brother ever shared a stage with him?
I've not met him.
Uh-huh.
I know they were on the Warped Tour when a bunch of my friends were on it.
Okay.
And they weren't fans of his
Okay.
by the end of the thing. You know, it was that whole rap rock thing I never got into.
Yes.
Not my bag, baby.
No. This is more like rap metal, but yeah. But they were in rock categories. You're not wrong to call them rock.
Okay, rap metal.
Yes.
Rattle.
To set the stage, I want to have Fred Durst speak for himself.
Oh, no.
Because credit to him, he's not going to actually be on the show, but he knows who he is.
I was so scared. I was
Right?
like looking at the door. I'm like, bar the doors.
Fred, you want to come into the room? So, for instance,
Interns, attack.
also you just see this red hat bobbing
Oh,
along.
no.
So he says the character of Fred Durst was a monster of his own making. In an interview,
You know, that's a good retcon there of like when you just
gone too
cheese
far.
everybody off and they're like, no. So my character worked.
Yeah, I meant to do that. It's all genius. So in an interview with the music outlet Metal Hammer, Durst said,
No.
and I quote, "I always knew the guy in the red cap was not me. I'm Dr. Frankenstein, and that's my creature. Being a breakdancer, a graffiti artist, a tattoo artist, and liking rock and hip-hop was too much. It was a conscious effort to create Fred Durst, and eventually I had to bring that guy out more than I wanted to. It took on a life of its own. I had to check into that character, the gorilla, the thing, the red cap guy. It's a painful transformation, but I do it because that's what I was taught to do when you have people pulling at you."
It's a painful transformation.
Right? Yes. The old
From
Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde seems to be
delicate
more the apt
intellectual-
metaphor that he's pulling, but
Well,
hey.
he's going from absolute delicate intellectual to man who buys loose cigarettes in the parking lot of a gas station.
Yes.
It's quite a transformation.
So does that quote make you feel for Fred Durst?
No.
Even just a little bit, no?
No.
Well, at the moment, Fred Durst is currently battling a giant, trying to get some justice. Or rather, he's trying to get paid money he feels he's owed. But you may be wondering, Zaron, who is this giant in this David versus Goliath story? Good
The guy
question,
from
Elizabeth.
Succession, the tall guy from Succession.
No, good guess. Cousin Greg?
Yeah.
No, it's Universal Music Group.
Oh, yeah.
Last year, headlines reported on the feud between Fred Durst and his band Limp Bizkit versus Universal Music Group. Limp Bizkit, they apparently filed a lawsuit against UMG, claiming that the music label had cheated them out of, get this, about $200 million.
$200 million?
Yes.
I mean, I believe the cheating part. I mean, hello. But
Yeah. But
200
they were
million?
owed $200 million.
Well, I guess people did like that stuff.
I guessed right. 200 to the tune of 200 million missing. That's not the total amount of what they made.
Right. I mean, he already bought a lot of ski-doos.
Yeah, exactly. So as Variety report on the story, quote, Limp Bizkit originally claimed UMG designed and implemented royalty software and systems that were deliberately designed to conceal artists' royalties and keep those profits for itself. UMG filed its motion to dismiss the lawsuit in November, claiming that the lawsuit and specifically the alleged concealment of royalties was, quote, fiction. So they pulled fiction out on him.
They're like, you're a fictional character? Guess what? So are we.
Remember second grade when you learned what fiction and nonfiction were? You're the other. So, all right. What's the latest news on Fred Durst? I think
God,
we should...
please tell me.
That's just the latest news, right? I got way more.
Oh.
So I think we should go back to the beginning of this. I was trying to get you on the side of Fred Durst by pointing out. Not going to happen. Okay, well.
It's going to take a whole lot more than that.
I bet. And it's going to be.
But you know what? You may surprise me.
Who knows? I ask you to consider a simple question.
Mm-hmm.
Who is Fred Durst? You don't have an answer yet, but I'm about to give you some inklings of one. In 1970, in Jacksonville, Florida, he was born Frederick Allen Maine III.
Oh, okay.
Well, when he was still...
my brain is processing a couple things here.
Fred Maine. So
Fred Maine the third.
He was still a
in
toddler.
Florida.
His parents divorced, and then his mother relocated to North Carolina. She meets this new guy. They soon get married. His mother renames her baby in honor of his new stepfather, a police officer named Bill Durst.
His stepdad was a cop.
Uh-huh.
Oh, my God.
Now, the toddler was known as William Frederick Durst. Drop the third. He's like, that's out.
He's not Maine anymore.
Yeah.
They don't remember the Maine.
No, not at all. No glory, no wars will be fought over this one. So his homies start calling him Fred instead of William or Bill. So as a kid, Fred Durst was a bit of an oddball. He said often that he was bullied and he was a bit of a nerd. One of his heroes was Booger from Revenge of the Nerds.
Oh, why were you bullied?
Yeah, he escaped the taunts of schoolyard by throwing himself into music. Common story. He got into hip-hop and breakdancing, and he would rap and beatbox. He also did some DJing, but at the same time, he was also deep into punk rock and heavy metal and death metal in particular, like Deicide.
I think I would have been one of the bullies.
So after Fred graduates high school, he joins the Navy. He gets out of Jacksonville. He sees the world.
Deep breath, Elizabeth. You got this.
Expands his horizons. After his stint as a seaman and a sailor, he came home and lived with his father back in Jacksonville, Florida. The original Mr. Maine.
The second.
Now, while he worked...
Junior.
Exactly. Now, while he worked as a tattoo artist and a landscaper, because, the art didn't pay enough.
No. He was a tattoo artist and like...
he was doing...
not mocking.
No, I'm not.
In any way, either profession, because I have
but the
friends who do
combination
both.
is telling, yes.
It's the combo job right there. That,
So he starts doing his part, to beautify the world and give people skin art. And he also begins to kick around the idea of another way to beautify the world, or at least make noise, start the band he's dreamed about from back when he was in the Navy.
If you win the tread mower, will you give it to him?
I will 100% share it with him.
Good.
So Fred decides he wants to combine his two great loves, metal and rap. How can he do this? But at this point, it's 1994. Other people have already done it. So he's like, okay, I have ideas of how I can do it in a new way. So Fred approaches an old high school friend, a drummer, and he goes, hey, you want to start a band? And his friend's like, oh, man, I would love to. I'm underemployed. This sounds like a great idea. So he brings in a bassist he knows, and they all start writing songs together, but they're missing something, Elizabeth. Soon enough, he sees this guitarist performing, and he's like, that's the guy we need.
Sure.
The band approaches Wes Borland and convinces him, join our team. They renamed their new band now Limp Bizkit, which was Fred's idea.
Really?
He wanted a name that was repellent to the fans or possible fans.
Limp Bizkit.
Yes. So Limp Bizkit starts to play gigs around Florida.
That's one of those things, like, you got to imagine, like, I've had friends with unfortunate band names, and then when someone says, right, when someone says, oh, you're in a band, what's it called? Gulp. Limp Bizkit. Oh, okay.
Oh, are you in any other bands?
First band, huh?
Yeah, exactly. So Limp Bizkit at this point, they get some attention in the underground scene. They're really getting a name known for playing covers. They play Paula Abdul's songs straight up. Yeah.
In like a rap rock.
Yeah. You
rap
would think
metal,
that they would choose
rattle.
the song with Scat Cat, right? But no.
Wait, is Scat Cat in the straight up video?
No, I don't think so. Is he?
Oh.
I think he's in the other one.
One step forward, two steps back. We go together because opposites attract.
There it is.
There it is.
Yeah. So
I'm telling you, it's like sometimes you drop the piggy bank and the coins come out.
just breaks open.
Never know.
So at this point, they're also doing George Michael's song Faith.
Oh, they did that later, huh?
Yeah, that becomes like a staple of their
They're
set.
Screaming, yeah.
Yes, exactly. They scream where George Michael would sing.
That's offensive into the spirit of Jorge Michel, but yeah.
So along comes two bands that we actually like, Sick of It All and Korn. Okay, only I like Korn.
You like Korn, I like Sick of It All.
Yeah, I like them both, but
buddy. Yeah.
So Sick of It All is opening for Korn while they're playing shows, and this is 1994.
Okay, yeah.
Right? At this point, Korn is not a big-time band. They're still playing shows at small clubs. Like, I actually think I saw them on this tour because I saw a
Sick of It All in 94 was opening for them?
Yeah.
Not the other way around.
You would think the other way around.
Yeah, you would.
Yeah. At a show, I saw them at the Cattle Club in Sacramento.
Did seeing Sick of It All make you want to punch people?
Oh my God, yeah.
So good.
Totally. It was a great show. But Fred Durst does something that I never thought to do back in Sacramento. He invites Korn to come back to his house. He's like, you guys should come back to my house and we could jam out. And so apparently they do. They go with him back to his house. And while he's there, he plays some Limp Bizkit demo songs. His gambit totally works. Fieldy, the like, hip-hop loving bassist for Korn, he's impressed. He's legit like, these are good tracks.
They went to a random kid's
house in Jacksonville, Florida, and was like, yeah, let's jam out. I'm telling you, this is like before they were big. They were playing small clubs.
Wow.
They're like, we can all sleep at your place. We'll be there. Do you have any natty ice?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
So Korn now invites Limp Bizkit, who was not signed on any label, not even a small label, to come out and open for them on tour. The band does well, and the first tour goes well, so Korn invites Limp Bizkit to join them on a second tour. So really, at this point, I think we can say that Korn is to blame for Limp Bizkit.
Yeah, I'd definitely lay it at their feet.
Right? So Limp Bizkit, though, they also get their final missing piece around the same time. They bring in DJ Lethal as their turntablist. So at this time, he was the former DJ turntablist for a rap group, House of Pain, who had broken up.
Wait, I did not know this.
Yeah. So...
Wow.
When Everlast went off to do like his Whitey Ford album.
Oh, yeah. And he's all, don't be lie.
So at this point, we're up to, you're doing really good. 96. Things are going well for Limp Bizkit. The band's about to become a signed act, but there's trouble for the baby band because Fred Durst gets into it with the genius guitarist Wes Borland, and he quits the band. So now it looks like the band will become one of...
Wes quits or...
The guitarist, Wes Borland, quits. Who's like the known genius of the group, basically.
Sure,
Everyone's like, he's really talented.
I have no time for this, he says.
So he's out, right? He's going to be a victim of Fred's ego. Somehow Fred sweet-talks Wes Borland into rejoining the band. He does. He rejoins just in time for them to be signed to a label. He may come to him and like, man, we're about to be signed. You got to get back in the band. He does. They joined Flip Records, which is a subsidiary of Interscope, which was Jimmy Iovine's label. You know, they were owned by Universal Music Group, which is why they're now suing them for $200 million.
Got it.
At this point, Interscope is primarily known as a label for rap. They have Dr. Dre, they have like Suge Knight's label, Death Row Records, right? So then when they add Limp Bizkit, it's like, why, right? The reason is Jimmy Iovine and some other music industry think that the gangster rap is kind of getting passé and getting passed by this new sound known as what, Elizabeth? Nu metal.
Nu metal. Oh, yeah. It's not rattle.
Yeah, exactly.
It's nu metal.
So now we both know I like nu metal. I will admit it. I'm a fan of Korn, Deftones, Rage Against the Machine. I still listen to the soundtrack.
I don't even feel like Rage Against the Machine transcends that. I don't put them in the nu metal category.
Because of the actual political content of their songs?
Well, it's almost like they feel like more shouty punk to me than rap.
Yeah, I can see that.
They're not like,
his lyrics are pretty good when it comes to rap.
His lyrics are amazing.
But I'm saying as a rapper, just in particular.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, do you know the soundtrack to Judgment Night? It has all the like rock groups going paired with a rapper.
Yeah.
Love that album. Anyway, so it's the mid to late 90s when nu metal's blowing up. So at this point, I know you're more punk rock than I am, so I'm just going to give you the brief overview that you don't really care. So back to Fred Durst, Limp Bizkit. In 97, they released their first album, $3 Bill, y'all. Not a big hit. The audience is like, what else you got? So band regroups. They get back in the studio. In 1999, they released their second album, Significant Other. This is the album that has break stuff and their track Nookie. It's the one that blows up.
Okay.
All of a sudden, they become staples on MTV's Total Request Live, the MTV TRL. This is the start of their rising fame, right? So, and also, it's pretty meteoric because that album was nominated for Best Rock Album at the Grammy Awards that year. Nookie gets nominated for the Best Hard Rock Performance at the Grammys.
Sure.
Limp Bizkit.
Yeah, who else was nominated?
They lost in both categories. They lost in Best Hard Rock Performance to Metallica, and they lost Best Rock Album to Santana and his album Supernatural.
Oh, no. Is that all smooth?
Smooth, yeah. with
Wait,
Rob
so
Thomas.
Metallica, what year is this?
At this point, 96.
Is that like Saint Anger?
Oh, sorry, 99. I'm sorry,
99.
99. 99, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what album that is.
Yeah. So, anyway, 99, it's a huge year for Limp Bizkit.
It's garbage Metallica at that point.
Yeah, short hair Metallica. So, they were invited.
Therapy Metallica?
Yeah, exactly. Anyway,
Yeah.
so they get invited to perform this hugely anticipated concert, Woodstock 99, which, as we've mentioned, you were at.
Yes.
You've written about your time spent at the Superfund waste site,
Yes.
known as Griffiths Air Force Base.
Yes.
I have to assume that you rushed over to check Limp Bizkit's set. How was it? I mean, like, was that like, what's your third favorite moment, Elizabeth?
You know what I was doing during Limp Bizkit's set?
No, I don't.
Running for it.
Why?
That was when all the riots started.
Yes.
And they were everyone was setting things on fire. And at this point, I'm with Mother Jones magazine, so I'm surrounded by boxes and boxes of magazines, which are very flammable.
Yes.
And I've got lots of like sunburned, like sun poisoned drunks running around. We can see things starting to like come up into flames, and everyone's tearing at stuff. And it was like, that's when I said to all my people, like, load up your bags. We're out of here. And we ran from where we were to the media tent to the parking lot. And then by that time, the Chili Peppers were on and we were out.
Yeah, that is pretty much. Do you remember that? You probably didn't because you weren't at the Limp Bizkit part. But Vern Troyer, aka Mini Me from the Austin Powers movies, he's the one who came out and introduced Limp Bizkit.
Oh, sure, that makes sense.
Yeah, right. And then backstage, you would have found like Jonathan Davis of Korn, Jennifer Aniston, Kid Rock.
Wait, Jennifer
Diddy
Aniston
was out there chilling. They're all bumping their heads to Limp Bizkit together. Well, here. Let's pause for a second through the madness of Woodstock, because
I'm
I
having
actually
flashbacks.
Want to put a pin in this and come back because there's way more to talk about Woodstock 99.
Okay.
Back in 2 and 2. Elizabeth.
Zaron.
We're so back.
So back, baby.
Yeah, I got way more Limp Bizkit for you.
Nice.
So, picking up with Woodstock 99, which is like a really important moment in the culture, and specifically for Limp Bizkit and their whole personal mythos.
Yeah. And for me.
And for you as well, and for Elizabeth.
And for Elizabeth.
Now, when the crowd was like first responding to Limp Bizkit as like they begin to mosh because that's the thing to do, right? And so Fred Durst tells the crowd, they want to ask us to ask you to mellow out a little bit. They say too many people are getting hurt. Don't let anybody get hurt. But I don't think you should mellow out. Mellowing out? That's what Alanis Morissette had you do. If someone falls, pick them up.
Okay.
So this is his, as you said, things are going crazy.
Yeah.
This is his advice right before the flames break out is like, hey, man, you guys don't need to mellow out, actually.
I cannot express enough the atmosphere of this place and of testosterone and like teen and 20 something men / boys, man boys who were so inebriated and so angry.
Yes.
And to be a woman in that environment was terrifying.
Really?
Absolutely terrifying.
I can imagine. I mean, I'm not really shocked by that, actually.
It was like, I just think about that, how it had reached a fever pitch by that point. But then these kind of roving bands of guys. And, I was like in my little protected area with my people. And, but there were girls there, women there who really just wanted to have a good time. And I would see them getting groped and treated like subhuman, and attacked. And then you think like, so this line of his, what's what Alanis Morissette wanted? And it was just like the whole time you're sitting there and you're thinking, I know that you have to have contemporary music for Woodstock 99, but this is so far from the spirit of Woodstock.
Oh yeah.
It was, and I've gone to crazy punk shows. I've gone to crazy metal shows.
Oh yeah.
And I have never felt that uncomfortable. And it was I blame Fred Durst.
I know you do. The moment where everything, like the dam breaks, is literally the song Break Stuff.
Mm-hmm.
He channels basically, as you describe it, the simmering rage of all the concert goers. And at the breakdown of the song, Fred tells the crowd, time to reach down deep inside and take all that negative energy, and let that out of your system. You got girl problems? You got boy problems? You got parent problems? You got boss problems? You got job problems? You got a problem with me? You got a problem with yourself? It's time to take out all that negative energy and put it the out.
Yeah.
That's like the biggest recipe. Like if you want to charge someone with, like inciting a riot.
Right. But more so than, if you went to like any kind of, let's say you go to the Warped Tour and you yell that, it's the people at Woodstock, the difference in reaction is that they had been there for 3 days. You couldn't bring your own food and drink in. And the prices were exorbitant. Like even on today's standards, you'd see it. It was totally. Like $5 for a bottle of water. And then at this point, like halfway through the last day, the ATMs all ran out of money. Yeah. And so, everyone's getting, now we smuggled all of our stuff in because I just refuse, I'm like, one way or another, I'll figure it out. But I'd see people who were desperate. They were hungry. They were thirsty. They're like, well, I'll just pull out more money they probably could ill afford at this point because the tickets were so expensive. Yeah,
and it's on a really huge slab of cement, so it's like oppressively hot.
It was so hot and so muggy, and they weren't picking up garbage.
Yeah, or fecal matter.
Piles.
Right?
Yeah, the porta potties are overflowing. There's piles of trash everywhere. People are hungry, and like there's no money in the ATMs, and they didn't take cards back then, and so it was just like everyone's mad.
Yeah.
Just so mad. And so either they were just leaving and saying this isn't worth it, or they're listening to this ding dong up on stage who's like, do you hate everything?
How mad are you?
How mad
Let
are
it out
you?
now.
Exactly.
All 50,000 of you here who can hear my voice. Exactly. The crowd starts to tear the place apart, literally. Like now they're not moshing. The fist fights break out. Crowd members tear the perimeter fence apart. Some folks tried to crowd surf plywood. I'm sure you probably noticed that, right?
We could see it. And we could see too, like there were the towers for the lighting rigs and stuff, and they were swaying.
Yes.
And that was kind of when we were like, we got to get out of here. But
they had to be evacuated. Those towers, they had to be evacuated.
Yeah.
So the camera people, sound people, they all fled the scene.
When we were making a run for it, we ran by these 2 kids who were probably 8, 10 years old or something. And they had like a baby doll they'd ripped the head off of. And they just looked like they're out of their minds on something. Kids. And I was like, this is so bad. We've got to get out of here immediately. Like,
yeah. After Break Stuff, that song's over. The concert promoters tried to regain control.
Yeah, good luck.
Because they actually made the band pause while medical staff could clear out the wounded like it was a gladiator pit. It was nuts, right? Fred Durst does his part to kind of calm the anger. He's unleashed because he sees it, right? And the band starts to play their other big hit, Nookie. And Fred tells the crowd, we already let out all the negative energy. It's time to reach down and bring that positive energy to this. It's time to let yourself go right now because there are no rules out there.
That's positive.
He really just bad at messaging.
It's really like the peace and the love are just shining out of that one.
Yeah, so at this point, he climbs aboard one of the plywood panels and tries to crowd surf this writhing crowd. And the security's like trying to stop him, like, Fred. And he's like, I gotta be me, man. And he just goes out there and crowd surfing, right? When the band finishes their set, police officers approach Fred and they're accompanied by the band's manager. They all tell Fred about all the damage he's caused. He's nonplussed, right?
Right.
In an interview after the fact, Fred Durst exculpated himself by saying, I didn't see anybody getting hurt. You don't see that when you're looking out on a sea of people and the stage is 20 feet in the air and you're performing and you're feeling your music. How do they expect us to see something bad going on? The same scene that you described, he claims that he could not tell that was going down.
I couldn't see it. Well, it's just ignorant nihilism.
I think it's a lie. I think
it's 100% a lie. 100%.
So now, months after the concert, Trent Reznor, frontman for Nine Inch Nails, he leveled some criticism at Fred Durst because a lot of people were. Like, a lot of people were blaming him. And so even people who were at Woodstock 99, they're like, no, it was like Jonathan Davis of Korn. He blamed Fred Durst.
Yeah.
Trent Reznor told Rolling Stone his unvarnished opinion of Fred Durst. He said, Fred Durst can surf a piece of plywood up my Now, years later, one of Woodstock 99 promoters, John Shear, he had this to say, Fred Durst, who, if I haven't said it enough times, is a moron. He was completely out of his mind.
Yeah.
So this performance and this all around debacle, this becomes like the nadir of Limp Bizkit's like not standing in the culture, but like an example of like, this is what this band is about. And they spend the rest of their careers trying to basically prove that they are not this aggro, meat-headed violence.
They were trying to prove that they were like rebels and bad boys, and they didn't have anything lyrically that was backing that up.
No, not really.
Or musically, they weren't innovators in that.
No, it was a big chunky metal that was following this.
It sounded like basically everything else that was doing that. And then, so here, like, oh, this is how I'm going to prove that I'm a bad boy, but I don't have the stones to stand up for it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And if you're a real like rebel or bad boy, or if you were a real contrarian, you'd stop what was happening and like call it out.
Especially if you were, as he says, a formerly bullied kid, you might be a little more sensitive to the impression you've unleashed. You think
about when musicians that I've read interviews, or ones that I've even known, when they talk about like a crowd going south and the choices you have, and like, one of the ones that I love is the Dropkick Murphys, that when they really started standing up politically in this latest, hellscape, they had some fans who were opposed to what they were saying, more right-leaning fans. And rather than ignoring it or stopping it, they just confronted it. And we're like, we're not going to stand for that. We're not going to stand for any kind of like fascist symbolism or that kind of stuff. You gotta be brave, and Durst is not brave.
No, not particularly. No. He's also kind of doing it, essentially for the reaction. It's a very adolescent response.
Yes.
So at this point, the music community starts to respond to him. Like you have he gets into a feud with the band of Slipknot. Mm-hmm. I'm not sure if you remember Slipknot. They were the new metal band that looked like they'd let a classroom of first graders make masks out of a bunch of the stuff they brought in home from home. Yeah. Like, oh, are those pipe cleaners? So the story goes,
I can't get with that, but I at least have more respect for that kind of experimentation.
Oh, well, sure. Yeah, there's some artistic quality there.
Yeah.
Now, the story goes, Fred Durst said that Slipknot's fans were, quote, a bunch of fat, ugly kids, which reasonably pissed off the frontman of Slipknot, this cat named Corey Taylor. So the formerly bullied kid, now acting as the bully. So Corey Taylor offers to teach Fred Durst some lessons in civility. In 1999, the frontman of Slipknot went on stage and said, Fred, you may have a lot of money and be all over the world, but when you talk about Slipknot and our fans, we will kill you.
Whoa.
So in case there was any mistake about his intent, when he was later asked about the band's feud with Fred Durst, the frontman of Slipknot, he looked at a camera on a different show, and he, as if like he were talking to Fred Durst, and he screamed, "We will come there and we will kill you."
Oh God.
So yeah, he was like Florida on Florida violence, right? As much fun as it may be to picture it, the masked musicians of Slipknot never did beat up Fred Durst.
Yeah.
Which brings us to our next Fred Durst strangeness. Elizabeth, see if you can do this. I want you to try to imagine Fred Durst and Jennifer Aniston and Brad Pitt at the House of Blues in LA, hanging out together, getting high in a back room.
I don't know if I want to do that. Okay, I can do this.
Like this place called
I can be brave.
The Foundation Room. I've actually been in the Foundation Room. It's this upstairs private club inside of the House of Blues. And I didn't get there because I was special. I got there because my friend was a waiter there. My friend Stal was a waiter at the House of Blues. And around the same time, actually, he'd bring me in and the security would let me be in these types of secret spaces because I'd hook them up with weed or whatever. And it was like, it was dope. I got to see Johnny Cash perform at the House of Blues.
No way.
Yeah, and it was like one of his last public shows. Also, my boy Stal once he stole Rosa Parks' fork when she came in and ate at their weekly Sunday brunch.
Like out of her hand?
No, like when she was done, he yoinked it and he kept it as a souvenir. Like, I've got Rosa Parks' fork. I lived with it at the time. We were so proud. We put it on like our mantle.
Is he going to take it on Antiques Roadshow?
Yeah, exactly. So anyway, this story is best told by Fred Durst as he told it on his own short-lived podcast. And I quote, I went to the premiere of Rockstar. I'm friends with Mark Wahlberg, and he had this movie coming out. So I go to the premiere, and at the premiere, before the movie, I met Jennifer Aniston and somehow ended up telling her I was a fan of her husband, Brad Pitt. I think it was her husband, boyfriend, something like that. But she says, no way, he's a fan of you and your band. You got to meet him. And I said, that would be awesome. So she says, after the movie, meet us at the House of Blues at the Foundation Room. We're having a private little party. I was like, dope. So there's the setup, right?
Tell me things that didn't happen.
No, my husband and I saw you from across the bar.
Well, no, I love
meet
Brad
us at
Pitt.
a private club.
Oh, he's a huge fan of yours. Here, meet us at this fun party. No,
so Fred Durst, he goes, back to Fred, and I quote, so after the movie, I drove over to the House of Blues on Sunset, and I was kind of late, and I went up to the Foundation Room, and it was empty. Just the bartender was there. And I sat there for a little while, had a couple of drinks, and I was like, damn, man, they really pulled one on me there. So he thinks he's been stood up by Jen and Brad, or Brad and Jen. And as much fun as it is to think that they actually punked Fred Durst, it turns out he wasn't getting punked. He just didn't know that there was a secret room inside the private club.
Oh.
Because the House of Blues is supposed to be like the speakeasy, like in New Orleans.
Yeah.
So it's got all these like secret rooms in private clubs. So back to Fred Durst. And I quote, "Then the secret door opened and a bouncer or a bodyguard or somebody said, 'Are you Fred?' And I was like, 'Yeah.' And he's like, 'They're waiting for you in here.' So I went in this private little hidden room. And of course, it was the after party. Very small, really intimate. There was Jennifer Aniston and Brad Pitt and some other people. And I said, hello. And we were like hanging and laughing and having a really cool time. He couldn't have been cooler. And she couldn't have been cooler. It was very, very special for me." So at this point, though, it goes more full on Fred Durst, and he finds a way to ruin the moment.
Yes.
Back to Fred. And next thing you know, somebody's passing around a joint. And I don't smoke weed, but I'm a little buzzed. And I'm like, all right, I'll just go with the flow here and take a little puff. And I guess I took more than a little puff. I guess because I was out of my mind all of a sudden, like, whoa. And all I remember was that after that, Feel Like Making Love from Bad Company was playing super loud, and me having Brad and Jennifer in like a headlock. Jennifer's on my left, Brad's on my right. My arms are around their heads, jumping up and down, screaming the song at the top of my lungs. I'm not sure if they were singing with me or enjoying it, but I do remember that it was like, whoa. And I was so embarrassed.
It was the worst night of their lives.
If this story wasn't cursed enough, later on, Fred went to the set of Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
What?
The movie that Brad made with Angelina Jolie that destroyed his marriage with Jennifer Aniston.
Yeah.
And Fred apologizes to Brad for being a douchebag with Brad and Jen back at the House of Blues. So apparently, unlike me, who would have told him he's the reason why I got divorced from Jen, apparently Brad was chill about it. Fred says this is what he said to Brad. Quote, "I said, hey, I just really want to apologize for this moment back in the day at the House of Blues." And he was like, "No way, bro. That was awesome. You were killer. We had so much fun." And I was like, "No, I'm really sorry. I wasn't myself. I'm sorry I acted that way." So he has Brad Pitt tell him multiple times how cool he is, either through other people or through himself.
It never happened. He wound up going to this after party. He sees them. He puts them in the headlock while screaming. Then he somehow, I don't even know if he actually went to the set of the movie. Like, no one's going to ask Brad Pitt, can you verify?
Yeah, can you verify this Fred Durst anecdote?
So he's just like, yeah, I went there, and he was all, no, bro, you're like my favorite. I loved it. Like, let's say he did wind up on the film set and he went up and apologized. I would put money on Brad Pitt having absolutely no idea what he's talking about or who he is and being like, it was cool, man. You were great.
Totally cool, bro.
All right, I got to get going, but, liar.
So this brings us to Fred Durst's feud with Scott Stapp, the lead singer of Creed.
Oh, man, the hits just keep coming.
Totally, right? Like
this
a hammer to the head.
Murderer's row.
June of 2000, during the era of huge summer concerts, I guess Limp Bizkit was invited to join like Ozzy and the Deftones and Godsmack at something called Dysfunctional Family Picnic.
Oh, I remember
this concert in New York, right?
Mm-hmm.
And another band on the bill was Creed, which just makes for a very weird show.
Absolutely.
Anyway, when Limp Bizkit's on stage, after showing up an hour late, Fred Durst leans into the mic and tells the crowd, "I want to dedicate this next song to the lead singer of Creed." And the song was their hit Break Stuff, which everybody knew had the connotations to Woodstock madness, right? So before the band starts into the song, Fred goes on to say, "That guy's an egomaniac. He's a punk, and he's backstage right now acted like Michael Jackson. That." So when Creed...
Wait, he says this on stage.
On stage, before he plays the song dedicated to the guy he's running down.
Classic.
Which obviously he did not mean. But when Creed then later takes the stage, Scott Stapp, he doesn't run down Fred Durst, which would have been, really easy to do. Instead, he just says, "Takes a lot more guts to say something to somebody than behind their backs." So he mans up on him. And
right?
So this isn't the end of it, because Fred isn't done. Later on, Fred's on MTV's TRL, aka Total Request Live, and he addresses his newfound feud with frontman of Creed. Fred says to MTV, "For one thing, the guy is out of his mind. The guy thinks he's better human than everybody. You walk by his dressing room and his people look at you and go, 'You do not approach the band. You do not talk to the band. You do not look at the band.'" Now, I don't know if he was jealous of their popularity without having to be dicks to everyone all the time, or
I don't know.
it just reminded him of people who bullied him back in high school or like being excluded. I don't know.
I feel like, I think if Jimmy Creed, what's his name? Who's the singer?
Scott Stapp.
Scott Stapp.
Jimmy Creed.
If I'm him and I go out on stage after having Fred Durst run his little mouth, you don't say anything. And then if someone says, "Oh, why didn't you respond?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I wasn't listening when they were out on stage."
I don't listen to that stuff.
I'm sorry, I don't know anything about that. But it gets to your question. I do wonder. Was Fred Durst always the bully, not the bullied?
No, I think it's
this is like bullied. Perpetual bully behavior, though.
But
this is like child bully.
I don't think he understands the limits of being a bully, like how to be a tolerated bully.
Why pick on the doofuses in Creed?
The
world picks on them enough.
You kind of called it. It's the late 90s had a lot of aggro. This is like, an era of like hyper masculinity, but done as like, I'm a dick. You see that? I got in your face, right? So it's really. Like
the most toxic of masculinity.
He expressed it the most fully, and he was getting a lot of money and prestige for it, so he's just going to go bigger and bigger until the balloon pops.
But I mean, that's what happened with people I know who had run-ins with him, is he wanted to start fights, and they're just like, who are you? I don't even know. Oh, yeah, well, the balloon keeps inflating as he keeps trying to start fights. Creed invited him to fight, like a boxing match for charity. Oh, God.
And then Fred, he did not show up. He was like, yeah.
Oh, wait, so he starts all that and then doesn't show up. Okay.
He's like, I'm on tour with Cypress Hill, so I can't do that. Now, a few summers later, Fred Durst is back in the news after he makes this spectacle at another summer concert, the Summer Sanitarium Tour, headlined by Metallica. Knowing that Limp Bizkit would be one of the acts at the summer concert, this local radio DJ, he urged all of his listeners in the Chicagoland area to let Fred Durst just hear it, mock him to his face, heckle him, throw stuff at him while he's on stage. For days and days, possibly weeks, he's telling his listeners, just do not give this guy a nice welcome to Chicago.
Well, they're giving him exactly what he wants. What he wants, the attention. That's what all of this is.
Yeah, this is 2003. The era is starting to change, right? Limp Bizkit, they take the stage in Chicago. The crowd starts chanting, Fred Durst! Fred Durst over and over again, right? That does the trick, because 20 minutes into the set, Fred Durst throws down his mic and he flees the stage in anger.
He just ran.
Yeah, according to MTV.com's account, he continued his profanity-laced tirade from off stage with shouts about how the band would be back and boasts that we are the greatest band in the world. The abbreviated performance caused a 90-minute delay between Limp Bizkit and headliners Metallica. So he pisses off everybody all the way around.
Oh, my God.
Now, I found someone who's at the show who allegedly, at least, they wrote a review on a fan site, and I quote, I always knew Fred had an ego problem. At the concert in Chicago, he had totally lost it. When he came out, the fans were booing him and whipping like the $3 water bottles and $6 lemonade bottles at him. He got really pissed off, called them then started calling everyone from Chicago. He was telling everyone they could his. So this is like his approach to being like a star.
What a clown.
And there's more, because the same fan ended their review with a choice quote. One last thing. In between songs, he went and got a shotgun and was firing it into the air.
What?
I don't know if they were real bullets. I was wondering if he shot it at other concerts too. On the other hand, Linkin Park and Metallica rocked. So there's that. Now, there was also around the same time, the Fred Durst in 2005, 2 years later, was back in the news after a sex tape he made was leaked online. In my list of things I'd never, ever want to see, I think Fred Durst's sex tape is definitely high on that list.
Up there.
But I guess some folks did want to see it. And so it showed up on 10 different websites. So what does Fred Durst do? He sues them. Now, according to Billboard, the lawsuit filed in Los Angeles federal court last week seeks more than $70 million in damages and any profits the site operators reaped in recent weeks when the 3-minute clip of Durst and a former girlfriend began appearing on the internet. So I don't know which part is funnier to me, though. The fact he sued for $70 million or the fact that his sex tape was 3 minutes long. Now, according to Billboard, in the complaint, Durst contends the 2003 video was never meant for public viewing. It was stored in Durst's home computer, but hackers managed to break in remotely and make a copy, according to the lawsuit.
Hackers.
I was hacked. Do you believe this?
No, not at all. Attention boy. He wanted attention.
When news broke of the sex tape, Gawker, R.I.P. Gawker, they published a video from the sex tape that showed Fred Durst in a full-on shot of his little Fred Durst, and the post was removed within hours. Even they were like, this is too much. We've gone too far. We may be Gawker, but this is crossing a line. So the damage is done, though. So Fred Durst's lawyers, they joined the ranks of folks who were suing Gawker.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I guess when Fred Durst hears about this, he reverses his lawyer's action, and he, according to Gawker, quote, Durst sent Gawker flowers and a note that explained he, quote, never wanted the suit to include you guys.
He's like, I want more attention.
Yeah, I couldn't find the verdict on the lawsuit against the 10 websites, but I have to assume they settled out of court.
Sure.
Okay, you know what time it is. It's time to take another little break. And after these messages, I'll tell you one of my favorite stories about Fred Durst.
Oh my God.
And his legal troubles.
Oh no.
We're back, Elizabeth.
Yes, we are.
Are you ready to hear my absolute favorite Fred Durst and Limp Bizkit story?
Sure.
Good. In the biography, Eruption in the Canyon, 212 Days and Nights with the Genius of Eddie Van Halen, the book's author, Andrew Bennett, he recounts this gem of a story where Eddie Van Halen goes over to Limp Bizkit's rented mansion in like Beverly Hills to like jam out with Fred Durst after the guitarist, Wes Borland, had quit the band once again.
Okay.
He does this often. He quits, comes back, quits, comes back. Anyway, I guess Fred Durst wanted to give Eddie Van Halen an audition to replace Wes Borland on guitar.
Stop.
Can you imagine being Eddie Van Halen and hearing Limp Bizkit wants to give you a tryout to join the band?
Why did he even go over there? Was he just like morbid curiosity?
He does it. I don't know. He goes to Beverly Hills house. He jams out with Fred Durst. And trust, Fred was well aware of the irony of all this. He told the author, this guy Bennett, that it would be absolutely hilarious if, quote, the greatest guitar player ever plays with the worst band ever.
Well, at least he's honest.
Because he now switches his opinion. Remember, before they were the greatest band ever.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
So anyway, the author Bennett added his take, saying that the jam session with Eddie Van Halen must have, quote, been like a scholar amongst kindergartners. So, Elizabeth, can you imagine how that jam session must have played out in real life?
No.
Because I got 3 words for you. Close your eyes.
My eyes are closed.
I want you to picture it. It's midday in Beverly Hills, and you are passed out on a couch in the rented mansion of Limp Bizkit. You spent the last few days here because you are a Limp Bizkit groupie and generally make terrible decisions with your life.
God.
Anyway, you're violently awoken when you hear the band start jamming. But there's this one sound that doesn't mesh with all the other noise you hear coming from down the hallway. It's a beautiful guitar fighting against the heavy, chunky nu metal sounds you know to be Limp Bizkit. You get up from the couch and pad down the hallway to see what's making this beautiful sound against the racket you know and love. At the end of the hallway is a converted garage that's been turned into a home studio. When you open the door, you see the source of that beautiful noise. Is that? Yes, it is. It's Eddie Van Halen of the band Van Halen. He's playing his iconic red guitar with all the white and black ribbon lines all over it, and he seems to be enjoying himself as Fred Durst freestyles on the mic. How crazy, you think to yourself. You take a seat on a couch in the home studio. Soon enough, the band stops playing to take a break. They join you on the couches. This whole moment is surreal. Fred Durst asks you for a lighter. You scrounge one from your jeans pocket and hand it over. He lights a joint and starts to smoke. But there's soon a problem when Eddie Van Halen comes over. He says he's in recovery, doesn't like to be around drugs. The band thinks he's kidding. He is not. Soon enough, Eddie Van Halen cusses up a storm, then storms out of the jam space, slamming the studio door behind him. You think that's kind of weird. The next day, Elizabeth, you're again asleep on a couch in the rented mansion of Limp Bizkit. You hear a phone ring and ring. No one is answering it, so you do. At the other end is Eddie Van Halen, and he is still pissed. He shouts about how he wants to come get his guitars and his amps from the studio space. You tell him you'll give Fred the message. You hang up the phone, and you go back to bed on the couch, and you probably forget all about the call. The next day, you, yet again, wake up on the couch in the same rented mansion of Limp Bizkit. You hear people shouting about something. Don't they know you're trying to sleep? Clearly they don't know or they don't care because they have more pressing matters. Eddie Van Halen is outside and he's driving up to the mansion in a military assault vehicle, one that looks like he bought it directly from the U.S. Army. He pulls up to the house, drives up onto the lawn. This thing is a beast. It has a gun mount with a machine gun. Clearly Eddie Van Halen means business. You go to the window and watch as Eddie Van Halen hops out of his military assault vehicle, which he leaves running on the lawn in case he needs to make a speedy exit. Eddie Van Halen huffs and puffs as he walks up to the front door. He's not wearing a shirt. His jeans have no belt. Instead, he has a rope where a belt should be. He's wearing combat boots fastened together with duct tape, and his hair is piled atop his head like a samurai top knot. He looks a mess. Oh, and he also has a gun in his hand. You see Fred Durst go to the door and open it to greet Eddie Van Halen. When the front door swings open, Eddie Van Halen lifts his gun and he aims it right at Fred Durst's red hat. And he barks at Fred, "Where's my Fred looks at you and says, "Tell Peter to go get Eddie Van Halen." You don't know who Peter is, so you just shake your head. Fred calls out, "Peter, get Eddie Van Halen's guitars and amps from the studio and bring them out here." Satisfied, Eddie Van Halen lowers the gun, but just so he can light a cigarette. Once he screws that lit cig into his waiting face, he raises the gun and points it again at Fred Durst. The two men stand out front in the Beverly Hills mansion in the middle of the day as they wait for Eddie Van Halen's music gear to be delivered out to them. The assault vehicle idles in the background. Neither man talks. Once the assistant guitar tech Peter comes out with the stuff, you watch as Eddie Van Halen personally hauls it to his waiting assault vehicle. No one helps him load it. Once he has all his stuff, Eddie Van Halen tucks his gun into his jeans with the rope belt, climbs into his military assault vehicle with the machine gun mount, and he drives away.
Oh my God.
Is that not the best?
His outfit is amazing.
Totally.
It just sounds so rad. His hair all up top. Was Valerie Bertinelli like at the catbird seat shooting the gun?
She was like, yeah, she's in the driver's seat, just waiting, and then she repositioned in the mount, and she's aiming the gun to 60 cal. So now I'm sorry to make you a groupie for Limp Bizkit, but I wanted you to have a front row seat for the madness.
Everyone's got to have a low point in their life.
So that one was wild, right?
Yeah.
I've got a couple more. This next one is another one of my favorite Fred Durst stories. Did you know that in 2015, Fred Durst was banned from Ukraine?
Banned from Ukraine?
Why was Fred Durst banned from Ukraine? But that's not all, Elizabeth. There's a related question. Why was Limp Bizkit and Fred Durst banned from Estonia in 2025?
Wait, what?
Great questions, Elizabeth.
I know.
It all comes down to something Fred did back in 2015. You see, Fred Durst decided to wade into international relations and share his feelings about Russia violently annexing Crimea from Ukraine. So the recent news hook is that in November of last year, 2025, the show promoter Baltic Live Agency canceled a Limp Bizkit show scheduled for May of this year in Tallinn, Estonia. According to the Estonian news agency ERR, the promoter put out this press release stating that, quote, "We inform you that due to circumstances beyond the organizer's control, the Limp Bizkit concert planned for May 31st, 2026 is canceled. Our apologies!" Exclamation point.
No.
So that's
they're all on their knees all across Estonia.
Just fell down, bruising kneecaps.
But wait, what is it? What does that have to do with Ukraine?
I'm going to tie it all together for you.
Thank you.
That same Estonian news site, they clarified that it wasn't due to the fact that it wasn't 2002 anymore and there was no demand for tickets, but rather that the canceled show stemmed from Fred Durst holding up a sign back in 2015 that read, quote, "Crimea equals Russia." Now, this was 1 year after Putin's Russia annexed Crimea from Ukraine. Like, not like before, 1 year after.
So he wasn't like standing with the people of Ukraine.
No. He was standing with the Russians.
Oh, Fred.
No, Elizabeth, you may be wondering.
Did he not know?
Why would Jacksonville, Florida's finest, Fred Durst, have strong opinions about international relations and Russia's seizure of Crimea?
That's a great question, Zaron. I'm glad you asked.
He doesn't normally express political sentiments about the USA.
No.
Well, from the articles I read, the credit for Fred's political awakening dates back to his marriage to his third wife, Russian makeup artist Knizia Berezina.
Oh, dear Lord.
So you see, back in 2015, the same year he held up that sign, Crimea equals Russia, he also publicly expressed his interest in buying a home in Crimea. Not only that, he also publicly expressed his interest in getting into the Crimean film and TV industry and making movies over there. According to Billboard magazine, which cited this Russian newspaper that reported that Fred, quote, sent a letter Crimean authorities in which he said that he was interested in spending half of the year in the region producing films and TV series that would take Russia to a new level in the industry, also working for a great future of Crimea and Russia.
No, I just...
Once Fred Durst wants to get his foot in the door in the Russian film and TV industry.
What is this? What is this?
He also reportedly told the same thing to Sputnik International, another Russian news outlet. He added that he was hopeful he could get a Russian passport, and to sway the Russians in his favor, Fred apparently wrote a letter to Crimean officials in which he lauds Vladimir Putin and referred to him as, quote, a great guy with clear moral principles and a nice person.
Did he land an ambassadorship this time around?
No. I mean, George
Somewhere
Bush,
a cabinet position.
W. Bush said he saw his soul, and he saw his soul, or the soul of Vladimir Putin in his eyes, right? And so I think he was trying to piggyback off that kind of but he's just like 15 years late on this, or I guess 14.
I mean,
yeah. So between the sign he held up and his comments on Vladimir Putin's fine qualities as a human being, the nation of Ukraine banned Fred Durst and Limp Bizkit, their music, everything,
outta here,
right?
buddy.
Which brings us to the canceled 2026 show in Estonia. After Fred's comments about Putin being a nice guy resurfaced online, the Estonian Ministry of Foreign Affairs publicly noted supporters of Putin and his invasion of Ukraine were not welcome in Estonia.
Nice.
But get this, that's not all. Because for those who still follow Limp Bizkit's musical output, there was also a music video that muddied the waters as well, because in 2023, Limp Bizkit put out a music video for their new song, Out of Style. just says it all. I assume it's a commentary on the fact that over the years, the band has refused to change its style or sound.
Okay, sure.
Anyway, I watched the music video because I know you wouldn't.
Of course.
And woo, girl, it is something. The video features the reunited band, like Wes Borland is back in the band. Yeah.
Eddie Van Halen's hologram.
They're performing in a suburban garage.
Of course.
Like they're starting all over again. Right? Like the garage door is
men.
up. Yes.
Grown men who have to get prostate exams.
Yes.
Grown men with sciatica.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's like 52, 53 years old at this point.
Yeah.
But the band, they don't look like themselves, right? Because I think they know that they look like people who have sciatica and need prostate exams. So instead, they have deep faked faces. Right? They have like fake faces.
Like the
computer enhanced, replaced.
Like the reverse aging, like from The Irishman?
The Fred Durst is made to look like Vladimir Putin.
No.
But still wearing his trademark red hat. So it's Putin wearing Fred Durst like red hat. Quite the look. Then there's the guitarist Wes Borland. He's deep faked to look like Joe Biden, and he even like falls off a kid's bike, which they make fun of the fact Joe Biden fell off a bike at the time.
Oh my God.
Then there's the turntablist DJ Lethal, who looks like Volodymyr Zelensky, right? And the drummer, he's made to look like Xi Jinping, which I don't even want to get into the whole implications of that.
Okay,
it's all unhinged, right? It's not kind of unhinged; it's all unhinged. Now, Elizabeth, let me tell you, seeing Vladimir Putin in Fred's distinctive red hat while he's air scratching the turntables inside a suburban garage is just a wild image to contemplate.
Yeah, I know. I'm good.
There's also the shot of Vladimir Putin's, aka Fred, holding up a beer bong in the garage while Joe Biden, aka Wes Borland, and DJ Lethal as Zelensky, and the drummer Xi Jinping all cheer him on to drink it. Another wild moment in my life to consider.
It's really incisive political
commentary, right?
Yeah.
It's clear. You get the message. I mean, this is up there with like Genesis, Land of Confusion.
Yeah.
But I haven't gotten to the lyrics of the song. They are
it's cool. No, that's all right.
They're
It's good.
expectedly bad and
Because
banal.
crime is a production of...
Fred sings, I've been asking for something. Well, I'm asking for nothing. Asking for nothing. When's it gonna change? Hurts me in a loving kind of way. I'ma celebrate. Yeah. And then he goes on to rap. It's time to rock this because I'm always out of style. Never change my style because my style's kind of fresh. You asking for a sound check. Check 1, 2. You barely touch the ground. Yeah. So there you go. That's not enough for you.
The geopolitical insight.
Totally.
The cultural
Bob Dylan
assessment.
Looks at it and goes, I wish I had that talent. Now, I have one more fun fact about that music video.
No.
It was made in 2023, which was 5 years after Fred divorced his Russian makeup artist wife, Tenisia Berezina.
He's trying to win her back?
They split back in 2018, so we can't blame his wife for his pro-Putin content.
Right.
And I've really never liked to do like blame the wife or blame a woman for what a man does, but point of fact, it was Fred all along.
Oh, yeah.
So, which brings us to my last Fred Durst anecdote. Another personal fave because it involves the band Insane Clown Posse.
Are you kidding? What are you?
AKA the other white
Please,
meat.
are there furries? Can we go all in?
So the story goes, back in 2018, when Limp Bizkit was performing in Camden, New Jersey at the Rock Allegiance Festival, their co-headliners were the Insane Clown Posse, featuring rappers Violent J and Shaggy 2 Dope.
Right.
So they were backstage while Limp Bizkit was on stage doing their set. The band's running through their cover of George Michael's song, Faith. the scream singing of Faye.
Sure.
And I guess Shaggy 2 Dope had the same kind of reaction you have, and it just had enough. So what does he do? Great question, Elizabeth.
Yes.
Shaggy 2 Dope rocks up the nerve to go out on stage mid-set, and he attempts to do a flying kung fu kick at Fred Durst.
He just couldn't take it anymore.
No, he's like, I got to kick him off the stage.
Yes.
I say attempt because his takeoff was not clean.
Yeah, I could imagine
His estimation of his kung fu skill was overblown.
I'll finish him.
His desire far outweighed his skill. Like, what must have been a great idea when his brain came up with it turned into a pathetic attempt when his body executed it.
It's like when children are like, watch this, and in their mind, they're going to like fly through the air.
Yes.
They're going to be like some sort of anime figure.
So,
And then it's just known.
Shaggy 2 Dope.
Gravity disagrees.
Another victim of gravity. So Fred is on the mic singing when Shaggy 2 Dope emerges side of the stage. He sort of half runs out on stage, leaps into the air sideways to perform his flying kick.
Oh no.
And then gravity humbles him. He slams to the stage before making contact with Fred Durst.
Oh.
So as music outlet Metal Sucks reported,
Oh, okay.
and I quote, "What's not presently clear is whether or not Mr. 2 Dope sincerely intended to hurt Mr. Durst. One concert goer, noting that the two have collaborated before, says that Durst, quote, shouted out ICP earlier in the set. And 2 Dope's body language, his throwing horns, running lackadaisically, etc., does not suggest any earnest aggression." So,
well, and if I'm him and I meant to kick him right in the head and lop his noggin off and have it roll across the stage,
instead you land
and
on
I
your keister.
miss by like 2-3 feet,
Yeah.
I'd be like, I meant to do that.
Yeah,
Yay!
totally. I was just play acting, man.
Look at me, I'm crazy.
How funny is that? Insane clown posse. So after his flying kick fails, Fred Durst, dressed in a, by the way, Bo Jackson Raiders jersey and a wide-brimmed
How dare he?
camo hunting hat, and I don't know, dirt bike gloves, he proudly says to the
What?
crowd, "What a he couldn't even pull it off." And then at this point, the security team drags Shaggy 2 Dope off stage. I couldn't find any reports of any criminal charges filed against Mr. 2 Dope. And after that, Elizabeth, is where we will leave it.
Then Bo Jackson should have come out on stage and just ended him.
So what's a ridiculous
How dare he wear a
takeaway
Bo
here?
Jackson jersey? Get out of town. I thought we were friends.
Yeah, I know.
Zaron.
But you do all these
And,
mashups at me, so I had to Fred Durst at you.
I think. All right, we'll call it even now.
Oh, you can't. Fred Durst. So that's
What's your ridiculous takeaway?
I was surprised when I was doing this research that he hasn't spent much time behind bars or had many serious charges. It's mostly him doing adolescent antics in an embarrassing way and then running off to the next place he can get attention and then doing it again. Wash, rinse, repeat. So I was just
he's
like,
all talk.
and like I'm pulling for the guy, honestly. Like when I'm like reading these stories, I'm like, I want you to overcome your Fred Durstness. Kill the monster that you created, Fred Durst. And he just refuses.
See, I just keep waiting for him to pop off to the wrong person.
I think he's done a good job of picking people who cannot find his home address. Or if they are, they're Eddie Van Halen and they show up with just the most insane stuff and just out crazy.
Or like, the Creed dude, Jimmy Creed, who's like
Scott Stapp.
He's like, oh, you want to fight? Well, let's do this for charity and we'll wear boxing gloves.
He's like, sorry, man, I'm on tour.
He's not going to go out and actually do it.
No, he's not going to like lace up gloves and swing those things. So you in the mood for a talk back?
Oh, you better believe it.
I figure you need it desperately.
Talkbacks. Oh my God, did he just say that?
OMG.
Hi, this is Anna from Texas, and I wanted to tell you about my ridiculous family. In the late 1800s, my Italian immigrant family came to Vicksburg, Mississippi, and started a little grocery store there. And they almost completely burned down the entire block because they were trying to ripen bananas by candlelight in the middle of the night. And that is just ridiculous. Thanks for the great show.
Candlelight banana ripening is so good.
I want to know the uncle or grandfather who came up with that. Everyone's like, yes, we need to get a lot of candles.
And then they find out you just put them in a paper bag.
What? Do what now?
No, I light them.
We got all these candles. But you know how hard it was to get all this?
That's amazing. That's ridiculous, and I love it.
Thank you for that. As always, you can find us online, Ridiculous Crime, on Blue Sky and Instagram, and on, what is it, Fangle and the other ones. Yes. And also we have our account, Ridiculous Crime Pod on YouTube. You can listen to us there, or you can watch the animation. It's kind of cool. And then also, go to the Apple Tunes or Apple iPod app and leave a review, leave us a comment. We like reading what you guys have to say, or at least being told about it. We also have our website, ridiculouscrime.com. The website offers you all sorts of beautiful visual art and I'm talking like chief gifts, right? And then also some merch. And by the way, Elizabeth, the website was just nominated as the new 9th planet in our solar system.
No.
I'm very excited about that.
I'm sorry, Pluto.
Right? Hope we win. Fingers crossed. We also obviously love your talkback. So go to the iHeart app, download it, leave us a talkback. Maybe we'll hear your voice here. We'd like to hear it. And also you can email us if you want at ridiculouscrime@gmail.com. Thanks for listening, and we will catch you next crime. Ridiculous Crime is hosted by Elizabeth Dutton and Zaron Burnett. Produced and edited by Eddie Van Halen's personal stylist, Dave Koustin. And starring Annalise Rucker as Judith! Research is by Limp Bizkit's deep fake tech team, Marissa Brown and Jabari Davis. Our theme song is by the actual greatest band in the world, a.k.a. Thomas Lee and Travis Dutton. The host wardrobe provided by Botany 500. Guest hair and makeup by Sparkle Shot and Mr. Andre. Executive producers are the former promoters of Woodstock 99, Ben Bolin and Noel Brown.
Ridiculous crime.
Say it one more time.
Ridiculous crime.
Ridiculous Crime is a production of iHeartRadio. For more podcasts from iHeartRadio, visit the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen to your favorite shows.